World leaders are heading to Glasgow, Scotland, to come up with yet another plan to tackle climate change. Joe Biden had hoped to have a stack of climate-related legislative accomplishments to brag about, but they're being held up and threatened in the fight over the price tag of the Build Back Better reconciliation bill. The stakes, we're constantly told, couldn't be higher. If Democratic Senator Joe Manchin and the Republicans succeed in stripping just the proposed clean energy performance program alone, it will destroy the world, according to Gizmodo. President Biden doesn't go that far. But recently, at a CNN town hall, he repeated his oft-cited claim that climate change poses an existential threat to humanity. Such rhetoric isn't merely wrong, humanity can survive climate change, but even under the worst-case scenarios, it's counterproductive. The fight against climate change will be long and messy. For 30 years, activists and politicians have said before these periodic climate confabs that this is our last chance to act or to save the planet. Normally, if you miss your last chance to do something, catch a flight, see a movie, etc., you stop trying. If you think climate change should be the moral equivalent of war, then you should manage expectations like a wartime leader does. You don't say we'll lose the war if we lose this one battle, unless it's true. You also don't refuse to use your most effective weapons, at least not in a fight for the survival of humanity, without a good reason. And in this case, the best weapon in our arsenal is nuclear power. As former NASA climatologist James Hansen and his colleagues have argued, there's no credible path to climate stabilization that does not include a substantial role for nuclear power. But to quote Greta Thunberg, the climate change activist, the arguments against nuclear power boil down to it being extremely dangerous, expensive, and time-consuming. Let's start with dangerous. For reasons of human psychology, deep-seated fear of nuclear power is socially acceptable among those who claim to follow the science. But just as the COVID-19 vaccines, despite what anti-vaxxers claim, haven't killed any Americans, neither has nuclear power. The 2011 earthquake and tsunami that destroyed the Fukushima nuclear power plant caused about 18,000 deaths or disappearances, but the number of radiation-related deaths or illnesses connected to the power plant meltdown was very small. The UN reports that so far, the most important health effect hasn't been a spike in cancer but the damage to mental and social well-being caused by the earthquake and tsunami.